I'm going to just start the recording. So again, welcome everyone on the call. The recording just started now. As I say, my own name is Paul McCarthy, and I'll be presenting today's webinar on BitClub Network. So guys, from last week, it's been another exciting week. I think from speaking with members on a daily basis, people are really excited. You know, for the first time in a long while, you know, I've been involved in this industry about 6.5 years. We have a company that's literally a dream to be a part of, you know, like every day we can see how much income the company's making outside of the company again, you know, so it's absolutely fascinating to watch. It's exciting to be a part of. The new people joining it's fantastic. Once you join the business, within 10 days, you're getting paid Bitcoin every day. So it's really excited, and I feel privileged to be a part of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you through the presentation, and at the end of the presentation, if you have any questions, just type them in the chat box and we'll go through them then. So about us, BitClub Network is not owned by any single person or entity. We are a team of experts, entrepreneurs, professionals, network marketers, and programming geeks who have all come together to launch a very simple business around a very complex industry. Anyone can join BitClub Network and begin earning a passive income by taking advantage of the expertise in Bitcoin mining and other Bitcoin-related services. So what is Bitcoin? It's a worldwide digital currency that is decentralized and not controlled by any government or institution. Bitcoin is sent using the internet directly from person to person with no bank or intermediary. Bitcoin is fast, safe, and anonymous way to send money. Anyone can set up a Bitcoin account, no qualifications, no fees, no chargebacks, and no borders. Bitcoin is the future of money. And this is what it is, guys. This is what's happening at the moment. Since Bitcoin started in 2009, nobody anticipated what was going to happen. It started off with programming geeks getting together online, and they wanted to create a currency that nobody was going to be the owner of it. And the reason being, if there was somebody owner of a currency, which has happened for the last 100, 200 years, every time a crisis happened, after the crisis, a currency would be born. But the Federal Reserve or the banks, because they control the monopoly, would find a way to close it. So Satoshi Nakamoto was the guy who started it, and that's an anonymous name. And when they started this in 2009, it started with them as a game. You know, but what's after happening since then has been amazing. Now what we're seeing is Bitcoin is going mainstream. We have Visa looking at it. We have 8 of the biggest banks in the world looking at adopting blockchain and Bitcoin technology just a few weeks ago. The NASDAQ in New York, where all the stocks are done, they're looking at bringing in blockchain technology. So the people who try to stop it in the last few years are now embracing it. And we're privileged to be involved at such early stages. So in my opinion, in the next few years, as the Bitcoin price surges, we have a chance to participate in that. And the name of the game for me is to acquire as much Bitcoin as you can, and then in 3 to 5 years, when it goes up so high, we can obviously make a lot of money on the journey. So who uses Bitcoin? Over 150,000 businesses in the US are an estimated 750,000 worldwide. There are no refunds, chargebacks, or fees to accept Bitcoin. And some of the biggest companies like Dell here, Expedia, Shopify, Subway, you know, and there's more and more coming on a daily basis. So why Bitcoin? For the first time in the history of the world, anyone can now send or receive any amount of money with anyone else, anywhere, instantly, basically for free, and is impossible for anyone, including governments, to stop them. And this is how it started, guys. As I said earlier, in 2009, these programming geeks got together online and they created their own currency. But for the first year, there was no value. But what it was, there was a few people online which grew and grew, started mining all these Bitcoins. So there was millions of Bitcoins in circulation, but there was no value. Then in May 22nd, 2010, one guy says, I'm willing to give 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 Papa John's pizzas. And that's it. That's how Bitcoin and the price started. We believe that that was done internally by themselves to create a price. But this is how the whole story started. Right now, at today's value, that would be 30 million. So venture capital investment into Bitcoin, into startups and infrastructure. And this is huge, guys. Like, this is some of the biggest funds in the world. And this is really what got me interested. Like Goldman Sachs in April put in 50 million into Bitcoin, you know, and Tim Draper's, so like in just 4 or 5 days ago, Mitsubishi invested in. And these are some of the biggest companies and the biggest funds in the world. But when it started in 2012, there was only 2 million invested in. It was still early days. And remember, Bitcoin itself started in 2009, so it takes time. A lot of people laughed at Bitcoin, and now these guys are laughing at it, are starting to take it serious. In 2013, 95 million invested with venture capital. 2014, 361 million. So far this year, 396. The total has been 855 million. And where do you think this is going, guys, next year and the year after? You know, you can see here, it's going in one direction, and that's up. Every 10 minutes, new Bitcoins are released to miners as a reward. This will happen till the year 2140, when all 21 Bitcoins will create scarcity and prevent inflation. And this is what happens, guys. And we are one of the miners. And what miners do is BitClub Network, you have Ant Pool, and you've loads of other pools. What they do on a daily basis, they verify every transaction that goes through the blockchain. So everybody who sends and receives Bitcoin to each other, the miners are the guys verifying the transactions, and their reward for verifying the transaction is Bitcoin. And the beautiful thing about this, guys, is this. Prior to last August, the only way to get involved in Bitcoin was, number one, you could go onto localbitcoins.com or any exchange and buy a Bitcoin. And when the price goes up, you could sell it. Number two, you can get involved in a mining pool, pay a monthly ownership, and constantly you have to upgrade your equipment and stuff like that, so you constantly have to feed more money in. There was no other third way onto BitClub Network. We're the only company that's doing it through a network that's up on the blockchain. And I'm going to show you the blockchain after. The blockchain is the proof that all the transactions have been done, everything's been verified. But if you're not up on the blockchain and you say you're mining Bitcoin, then you have to ask yourself a question. Go deep into that company and do your research. The thing that I love most about BitClub Network is that you can see on a daily basis what the company is making. So it's truly passive income, and everybody can see it and verify it. And that, for me, was the main reason why I choose to get involved with BitClub Network. Already, guys, we have 2% of the network. For a small pool, that's really big. When you look at the big pools like Bitfury, Ant Pool, F2 Pool, they have around 17-18%. Our goal over the next year is to capture 10% of the network. Do I think we'll achieve that? No problem. Why? Because we're doing it through a network. A lot of these other pools are doing it through venture capital, are people investing money in. We're doing it through a network of people. So as we spread the word, what happens us? When we spread the word to a friend, we get a commission. In all the other pools, if you tell your friend, you make nothing. So the incentive is there to tell a friend. Now, these are the mining pools. We have 3 different mining pools. One of them is $500. Pool 2 is $1,000. Pool 3 is $2,000. And then you can get a founder, which is all of 3, which is $3,500. If you decide to join the $500 one, you get a 1,000 days contract. And this is the key, guys, of the whole system. There's a 50% you get paid every day in Bitcoin, and 50% is used to repurchase. So what it means, guys, you can join BitClub Network. A one-time purchase is $99 to register to get your back office, and $500 to get 1 share in Pool 1. Because of the 50% repurchase, you never ever again have to purchase any more shares. You never again have to put more money into the system, because what happens, 50% every day is purchasing shares. So for a one-time purchase of $599, you don't have to put your hand in your pocket anymore. What can that make? Big Club Network never promised any future earnings because it can't. We can't tell how much Bitcoin we're going to mine tomorrow. But what they can go is on the past 10 months. And what it's been averaging is 0.22%. Now, 3 weeks ago, it was down to 0.15. Then last week, it went up to 0.3%. So it's been averaging about 0.22%. So over the course of the year, compounding up, that's making about 100%. But guys, remember, that's just the first year. What happens in the second year? You have more shares in the pool. Obviously, so when the Bitcoin is earned, you get more Bitcoin. What about the third year? What about the fourth year? So it's amazing, guys. A one-time purchase, you're locked in the pool for life. What are the risks? There's risks in every business you join. The only risk that we can see is that if cryptocurrency, for some reason, fails or stops getting adoption by the masses, do we think that's going to happen? After I just showed you what's happening with the venture capital and all the biggest companies in the world starting to invest in Bitcoin now, we don't think so. We see this is the future. This is the future of money. And what is the same pro rata what happens in pool 2 and also in pool 3. The difference with a founder, and this is very, very important, if you come in for a founder package, there's special bonuses and offers. One of the ones at the moment, and there's only a small few founders left, is founder 3. I think there's just less than 50 founder 3s left, is this. If you come in for founder 3, you get 10,600 club coins. Okay. Now, if you come in for 500, you get 600 and so on. Okay. But there's a big incentive for the founder. You get 10,600. Now, let me explain with Clubcoin. Let me explain how big the company believe Clubcoin is going to be. When Bitcoin started in 2009, when it started first, you could plug in your own computer and you could start mining Bitcoin. But what happened in the next year or two, before the price was even born, there was millions of coins in circulation. So when the price started in 2010, there was loads of coins in circulation. So then people were saying, I'm willing to give 20 cents, I'm willing to give 30 cents. So the bidding war happened and it drove the price up. But every coin that came, every cryptocurrency that came since then, 90% of them have failed to get adoption. Why? Because there weren't enough coins in circulation. They never did it through a network. Because we're the first company to do it through a network. There's going to be 18 million coins in circulation of the day of the launch of Clubcoin. So look, I was talking to the Matthias, who recommended me to Big Club Network, and he won't mind me saying this, but what his goal is now, of all the purchase and repurchase he's doing, what he's doing, he's putting it back in. His goal is to get to 30 founder packages before launch, so he can have 320,000 club coins. The company hopes to achieve at the end of the year to have club coins at $1. Right? It might not be at $1. It might be at 30 cents. It might be at 10 cents. But because we're doing it through a network, we're going to have a demand. You know, and Ross was explaining to me they have a few strategies how they're going to bring the price up. So I really think, as coming in as a founder level, no, if finances don't allow, 500 is fine. But as a founder level, also, the company just bought 7 ATM machines. So if you're a founder, you can purchase an ATM machine, and you can get, of every transaction that goes through it, there'll be 5% transaction, but you can get a percentage of that for life. So there's a lot of incentives to be a founder. And this is explaining the repurchase. Of every pool you go into, there's a repurchase every single day. So as the repurchases happen every day, you get more and more shares of the pool. And this continues for life. Now, the Big Club Referral Network. There are 6 ways to earn commissions. Number 1 is binary team cycle bonus. Number 2, binary matching bonus up to 8 levels. Number 3, level up bonuses. Number 4, level up generational bonuses. Number 5, infinity overrides from ranking system. And number 6, leadership bonus pool. Get paid in Bitcoin by referring other members. All commissions are paid daily in Bitcoin. I love this. You pay in Bitcoin, you get paid out in Bitcoin. We all know the power of compounding. So the power of compounding, I'm making passively 0.22%. Compound that over 3 years and you'll see the figures. Now, That's if you're going to be passive. Now let me show you if you want to go out and recommend some members of what can happen. There's a binary team cycle bonus. When you sign up for 99 worth of Bitcoin, you will receive a position in the binary tree structure. This position will not be activated until you purchase a minimum of one share in any of our mining pools. You can begin enrolling new members once you are activated, and everyone you introduce to BitClub Network will either be placed on your left team or right team. To qualify, all you need to do is place one sponsored person on your left and one on your right, and you are eligible for binary commissions. For every $500 full share sold in your binary tree, you will receive 1 credit. For every 1,000 full shares sold, you will receive 2 credits. For every 2,000 full shares sold, you will receive 4 credits. All sales, including spillover down your left and right legs, will count towards your total binary volume. The most you can cycle per day is 4 times for a total of $300 worth of Bitcoin per day max. However, there is also an 8-level matching bonus. This is paid on every cycle. 5 credits left plus 5 credits right equals 1 cycle. 1 cycle is $75 worth of Bitcoin. The binary, some people in the compensation plan like binaries, some people don't. The binaries in our compensation plan, but it's only 5% part of the compensation plan. Then number 2, there's binary matching bonuses. For each 75 cycle paid, there's another 50 that is paid to the uplines through a maximum of 8 levels. You don't need to qualify for the first 2 levels. All members automatically begin at the rank of miner. To earn on level 3 and 4, you must qualify at the rank of builder. And to earn on level 5 and 6, you must qualify at the rank of pro builder. Then finally, to qualify on the final 2 levels 7 and 8, you must be qualified as a master builder. You must qualify for these matching bonuses. However, there is no breakage, which is the key. Most companies, guys, when you understand compensation plans, have breakage and they keep all the money. There is no breakage to the company because we use dynamic compression when looking for the next rank in the upline. This means if your sponsor does not qualify, it will look upline to their sponsor and so on until it finds 8 people to pay. Now, this is where it gets exciting for me, the level up bonus. So what happens here? If you recommend one person, you get 10% every day paid in Bitcoin and 10% every day for life of all this person's repurchases. The same happens here. That's for your first 1 and 2. And then what happens when you recommend number 3, 4, and 5? You get 12% upfront and 12% every day on all their repurchases. You get 2% on the first 2 they recommend, 2% on the first 2 they recommend, and so on to infinity. So this is where it really gets interesting. And then when you recommend number 6, 7, and 8, you get 15% upfront, 15% every day on all their repurchases. You get 5% of the first 2 they recommend, and so on. And you get 3% of their number 3, 4, and 5, their number 3, 4, and 5, and so on. And then this is for the people who really put the effort into the company, and their reward is from number 9 onwards, you get 18% upfront, 18% every day, 8% on the first 2 they recommend, to infinity, 6% on number 3, 4, and 5, their 3, 4, and 5, their 3, 4, and 5 to infinity, and 3% on their number 6, 7. Just one small recap. In your team 1, which is your first 1 and 2, you get 10% and 10% every day, nothing off the team. This is why they can pay to infinity in the next level, because number 3, 4, and 5, you get 12% upfront, 2% of the first two to infinity. And then over here on team 3, you get 15% upfront, 15% every day, and then you get 5% of the first 2, of their first 2, then you get 3% of their number 3, 4, and 5, their 3, 5, 4, and 5, and so on. And then the last one from number 9 onwards, that means 9, 10, 11, 12, as long as you sponsor, 18% upfront, 18% every day, 8% on the first two, 6% on 3, 4, and 5, 3, 4, and 5, 3, 4, and 5, and 3% on number 6, 7, 8, their 6, 7, 8, and so on. Now, when someone on your Team 4 begins their own Team 4, you will be locked in the regular level up structure. So in order to continue paying you on all the volume, we have put another 4% into a 3-generational bonus that works like this. Generation 1, it's Team 4 of a Team 4. So one of your personally sponsored members in your Team 4 enrolls their 9th and beyond, they start their own Team 4 and you will earn 2% commission on every purchase and repurchase made on all these members. 2%, guys, doesn't seem much. I'm going to show you one of my accounts in a minute and you can see it. Once you start getting this level, it's an awful lot. It's every purchase and repurchase. Then the next generation 2, what it means is a Team 4 of a Team 4 of a Team 4. It's just gone one level out more. That's an extra 1% on every purchase and repurchase of your whole organization. And then generation 3, it's just Team 4 of a Team 4 of a Team 4 of a Team 4. Okay, just one level. No, guys, you don't have to understand all this. I know some people like myself like to understand all the details, but you don't. The system will do all this for you. Now, the Infinity Overrides. I just want to give a big shout out to Simon Patmore, who's building a huge team in the UK. He just qualified for the rank builder, and also for the Matthias, who introduced me. Matthias is a pro builder, and Matthias, I believe, is only 2 or 3 weeks away from being a master builder. Guys, when Ross showed me this, there was only 37 builders in the whole company. Started last September. There was only 7 pro builders and there was only 3 master builders. So already within the team, we've one of the fastest growing teams in the company, and it's great to see people climb the ranks. Now, I know there's a good few now, just nearly a builder now, and that's great. But I suppose this week is a big shout out to Simon Patmore for getting that rank in just a matter of a few weeks, so fair play. Now, so a builder is 1% of your whole organization and every purchase and repurchase. A pro builder is 2%, and a master builder is 3%. No, this is important. It's not a true infinity because you're blocked. Obviously, they pay 40%, so there has to be a block. So you're blocked on the volume under the 3rd builder in your leg. Okay, a pro builder, you're blocked on the volume under the 3rd pro builder in your leg, and the master builder, you're blocked on the volume under the 2nd pro builder in your leg. Builder qualifications. And guys, this is what I teach everybody. Okay, if you had to go back to the level up and think in the level up, where if you bring in somebody and you're rank 2, you get 10% up front, but you get nothing on the team. Okay, so I teach everybody that if finances allow it, if finances don't allow it, you don't do it. Sponsor the first 2 people yourself, 2 different usernames. Okay, and you teach your people to do the same. You're doing them a favor because then when they bring in number 3, they get 12% up front and then 2% on their first 2 and so forth. So if you teach everybody to bring in 2 people, if you sponsor 5 minors that each have sponsored 2 minors and have a total of 10,000 in total volume in their enrollment tree, you're a builder, guys. So bring in 5 that recommend 2 each, you're a builder. You get 1% of every purchase and repurchase in your whole organization. That 1%, guys, is huge. Then a pro builder, what you do is you need a builder in 3 separate legs. So if you're teaching everybody again to sponsor 2, it's very easy to go up the levels. With 50,000 in total volume within enrollment tree, no more than 50% volume from a single leg, stay qualified with a minimum of 10,000 in new volume per month within your enrollment tree, no more than 50% volume in one leg. And guys, when you start bringing in this much people, you'll qualify for that volume, no problem. Then the last one is master builder. There's only 3 master builders in the whole company. You need a pro builder in 2 separate legs with 250,000 in total volume within the enrollment tree, no more than 50% volume from a single leg. Stay qualified with a minimum of 50,000 in new volume per month within your enrollment tree, no more than 50% volume in one leg. Leadership bonus pools. We have set aside another 1% for the top leaders in the company. We pay this bonus monthly on all volume from worldwide sales. So bonus 1, the monster bonus, 0.5%. You must have 2,000 credits in the entire enrollment tree with no more than 50% coming from a single leg. To stay qualified, you need a minimum of 200 new credits per month with no more than 50% coming from a single leg. Bonus 2, the mega monster bonus, 0.5%. You must have 2,000 credits in the entire enrollment tree with no more than 50% coming from a single leg. To stay qualified, you need a minimum of 200 new credits per month with no more than 50% coming from a single leg. Bonus 3, the mega monster bonus, have 10,000 credits in the entire enrollment tree with no more than 50 coming from a single leg. To stay qualified, you need a minimum of 500 new credits per month with no more than 50% coming from a single leg. And that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over here now. A second here now. What I'm going to show you here now is I just want to log in. This is it's one of my accounts here, guys, right? I just want to show you, if I'm new on the call, this is what you see when you go into your back office. You see a countdown clock, and the payouts, that's every day, everything's recorded within that 24 hours. The payouts are like clockwork, guys. You put in a withdrawal, you get an email, you're paid within 24 hours, normally just within a few hours. And you can go around the back office. It's really very informative. Click on news here. This is good. You'll see all the updates. There's updates every 2 or 3 days added in here. You see your earnings. You can go in here and check your mining pool shares. You can check your team. You can check. This is the bit everybody loves. It's the credit wallet. And you can go in here and you can see what's happening on a daily basis. If you see here, 21st, you see 1% infinity here. You see 2% here, 1%, 2%, 1%, 1%. Yesterday, when they did the repurchase, I had a few pages of payouts. You see 3% last, 60, 30, 5, 15. This is paid for some invoices. This is the bit I love. See this 25 cent, 8 cent. Okay, this is all from people's repurchases every day. This is residual every day, guys. This is the key, you know. 75, 128, 20, you see 100, 10, 10, 10. You see that's just 27 pages of this here. And this is coming in on a daily basis. And this is what a lot of guys on the call here are leaders. And this is what's there, guys. Like, I've been involved in the online world 6 years. Before that, like, I still have a tires and mechanics business. I'd be an investor in the stock market and Forex and a few other different ventures, you know. When I got involved in the online world 6.5 years ago, I've been looking for a company for years that paid passive. Okay, some of the companies that I found that paid passive, you know, they weren't doing what they were saying. Okay, and a lot of the companies that pay passive, they don't last. So, and a lot of the multi-level marketing companies like Synergy, when I started, the legitimate companies like Karatbars, like Anway, they don't pay passive income. So what happens, you put a lot of work into the company, and what happens is the fall off. A lot of them have monthly audits, they can't keep up with it. This is the first company that I've ever got involved in, and I believe is the first company in the history of multi-level marketing that proves where to get the money, that the money comes from outside of the company. And let me show you, for the new people on the call, there's a few new names on the call. Take this website down. It's blockchain.info. This is every single transaction in the world of Bitcoin that's done comes through the blockchain. And what the miners here, and BitClub Network is a miner, their reward for verifying every transaction is they have to calculate a mathematical formula, and every 10 minutes Bitcoin is released, and it's released in blocks. So if you want to see how BitClub Network did in the last few days, go down to mining pool stats. You can see here, guys, we've 1% of the network here. 3 or 4 days ago we had 2%, so we're hitting between 1 and 2%, because this is updated every 4 days. So you see here we have 7. You want to see, click on that. You can see how much blocks we've hit there in the last few days. So we hit 7 blocks. So if you want to calculate that, each block, if you click on it, is 25 Bitcoin. Scroll down here, you see 25 Bitcoin and a transaction fee, 0.12. So you multiply 7 by 25, you get 175. This is the next website, coindesk.com. Multiply that by 232, and the company's made 40,600 for its members. So this is the bit I love. You cannot get any more transparent than this. And this is why I believe, like, a lot of people ask me the question when I meet them is, how long can it last and where do you see the company going? The only risk I see, guys, is that if for some reason something happens with cryptocurrency tomorrow, I can't see that happening. The future that I see is going to be all about cryptocurrency, you know. So I believe that this company will be around well beyond a decade and more, and that's what I truly believe. Why is that? If it was just about Bitcoin, then I would be worried. I met the main trader in Ireland over a week ago on localbitcoins.com. He's the main trader. He has 1,300 customers. And I sat down and explained the concept, what we're doing. And what BitClub Network is, we're a cryptocurrency pool. So what it means is this: if Bitcoin, say, gains less traction in 10 or 15 years' time, we can change our equipment in 2 days and mine something else. And this is what the local Bitcoins was saying. He was saying, let's say in 10, 15 years' time, Bitcoin is like Coca-Cola, it's the leader. A more sophisticated coin will come. And he says, what will happen then if we see that trend moving away? We just move our equipment over and mine the new coin. So I truly believe we're at the start of something amazing. I believe everybody involved in this, if you don't do a bit of work, you're going to do fantastically well. Oh, and over a few year period, you'll do extremely well for what you started with. If you do a bit of work, well then you'll do exceptionally well. You'll have this coming in every single day. Every time you log into your computer, you see transactions coming in every day. So that's it, guys. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go over and see if there are any questions. If there's any questions, lads, put them in the chat room there and I'll be happy to answer them. Yes, one of the questions, how big can it be? I've already answered that. Thank you, no problem. So that's it, so guys. So listen, thank you for being on the call. I'm back here again next Friday at 3 o'clock. So have a fantastic weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.